Hello, Richard Nongard here with subliminalscience.com, and I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about self-hypnosis and the kinesthetic learner. In most hypnotherapy courses, they usually teach that we should match our induction to the primary representational system of a new client. In other words, if they're primarily a visual learner, we should use inductions that are heavy in visualization because this is consistent with their strength, and as a result, they will go into hypnosis more easily. Or, of course, the auditory person, the auditory learner, and so we might use an auditory induction. The kinesthetic learner is that person who learns best by experiencing, by feeling, and relates to the world in really a tactile way. About 20% of the people who come to us, their primary representational system will be kinesthetic. And for some reason, I suppose it's because 80% of hypnotists are not primarily kinesthetic. They find it extremely difficult to create inductions and interventions based on kinesthetic sensations. I figured I would take a couple of minutes to teach you what I think is the simplest of all induction strategies for the kinesthetic. And this is really useful if you're working on with somebody else, hypnotizing them, or in self-hypnosis. A lot of people who are new to hypnosis and trying to learn how to master self-hypnosis really want to feel hypnotized. And for that person, also the very analytical person, for that person who wants to sense the feelings of hypnosis, a kinesthetic induction can be very useful. Now, my favorite kinesthetic induction actually borrows from the strategies of autogenic training. You can go to some of my other YouTube videos here on YouTube, and you can just search for Nongard Autogenic, and you can find some of my other videos that address that technique. Excuse me. I need a sip of water. One thing a hypnotist should always have is a big cup of iced tea or a big cup of water, so that if they get a tickle in their throat, they'll always have something to drink. That's probably practical hypnosis tip number one. Bring your own bottle of water, or since I live in Oklahoma, large iced tea to your session. Back to the subject, though, which is, of course, the kinesthetic induction. Great for self-hypnosis because it empowers a person to sense the feeling of hypnosis. And so I'm going to guide you through a simple exercise, and you don't have to try to be hypnotized here. We're not looking for any particular level of trance depth. We're just looking for you to increase your skill in paying attention to the sensations that our body experiences and feels during the course of hypnosis. And so go ahead and close your eyes, and with your eyes closed, scan your body, and anywhere you're carrying tension of the day, just let that tension disappear. If you notice any tension in the jaw or in the brow or in the shoulders, just let the shoulders drop and let the jaw relax, and let your body become loose and limp. Now, I think one other thing that is important in hypnosis is to have a sense of alignment. This really borrows from yoga. And so doing this by sitting in a chair with your hands in your lap and your spine erect and straight is probably the best posture for beginning to learn hypnosis. Now take in a deep breath. Just breathe in and exhale. And as you breathe in and exhale, continuing to do that, pay attention to your breath. And we're going to use the breath as a focal point. So as you breathe in and breathe out, neither trying to speed up or slow down your breath, simply pay attention to it. Pay attention to where air enters the nostrils and feel that feeling and that sensation. Feel the air being drawn back into the throat and pay attention to it entering the lungs, and feel the sensation of the inhalation deep in the lungs turning into an exhale. And as you exhale, feel the air. Continue to breathe in, breathe out. With each breath, letting yourself become more relaxed. Now, this basic strategy for introducing hypnotic induction is, in fact, very kinesthetic. It mindfully has a person pay attention to the sensation of breath, something they've been doing since the beginning of life, but probably have never paid any attention to. And so continue to breathe in and breathe out, being aware of that breath, using it as a focal point to direct all of your attention. And with each breath in and out, set aside the stress or the difficulties of the day. And any time you have a thought about the past or about the future or an analytical thought about this experience, simply set it aside by bringing your attention back to the simple breath. Breathing in, feeling the air turn into an exhalation in the lungs, and paying attention to the sensation of exhalation. You're doing perfect. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out, paying attention to this breath. And as you find yourself becoming more relaxed, noting the heart rate becomes slower, more smooth, and more rhythmic, and that your sense of awareness on your breath is creating a sensation of safety and security, allow yourself the freedom to experience the sensations that I suggest. And as you relax the muscles in your body, let the muscles in your arms and in your hands that are resting on your lap become very heavy and very relaxed. And think of the word heaviness and pay attention to your hands. And as you pay attention to your hands, thinking of the word heaviness, say to yourself, my hands are heavy. My hands are heavy. And let your hands feel a sense of heaviness that comes from the deep relaxation of the muscles. And now think of the word warmth. Warmth like that which might come from the sun, or warmth like that which might come from inside of the body. And thinking of the word warmth, say to yourself, my hands are warm and heavy. My hands are warm and heavy. And as you say that to yourself, repeating that in your mind, let your hands feel both warmth and heaviness. My hands are warm and heavy. My hands are warm and heavy. And let your hands feel that tingling sensation of warmth. And as the muscles continue to relax, a state of heaviness. Some might feel this extremely easily, and others might feel this less intense. But either way is fine, as long as you pay attention to the sensation that the body has become aware of. Letting your hands become warm and heavy, letting the muscles in your body relax. Anytime you become distracted by analysis or the thoughts of the day, focus again on the breath, in and out, deeply relaxed. Pay attention to the forehead. And as you pay attention to the forehead, say to yourself, my forehead is cool. My forehead is cool. And notice the ability of your body to sense coolness in the forehead, the opposite of warmth. Being aware of these sensations and training our body to become aware of its state is a key to mastering both self-hypnosis and hypnotic techniques for working with others. And as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, continue to relax even deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Focusing on the hands again, so very heavy and warm and heavy. So heavy that although you know with the conscious mind you could easily lift the hands if you wanted to, it feels so good to let them relax that you'll notice that if you try to lift them, they become heavier and heavier, and it becomes impossible to lift them. Letting yourself drift into a deep state of focus and awareness. 3, 2, 1, 0. Focusing on the feet now. Paying attention to the muscles of the toes and the feet, even stretching them out a bit, And as you do, noticing they become more relaxed, heavy and warm. Saying to yourself, my feet are warm and heavy. My feet are warm and heavy. And let your entire body feel a sensation of warmth, safety, and serenity in this place of learning that you've created. My suggestion to you is real simple. That is, to practice becoming aware of the body's innate ability to change its perception and for you to be aware of these sensations. By taking 5 or 10 minutes each day to review this video or simply to review these techniques on your own. And now it is time to reorient to the room around you. So before you open the eyes, pay attention to your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap. Pay attention to the relaxed eyelids, to my voice, to the air in the room around you, and become more oriented, ready in a moment to open the eyes, feeling fantastic, having learned from this brief experience. 1, taking in a deep breath, energized from its oxygen. 2, taking in another breath, stretching out any muscles that need to be stretched. And 3, opening the eyes, feeling ready to experience the rest of the day. And let me congratulate you on following a simple process that will help you to be more effective both in self-hypnosis and creating kinesthetic experiences that will help you connect with clients who perhaps have a learning style different than your own. Again, if you'd like more information, you can check out some of my other YouTube videos on autogenic training and even my posts at icbchforum.com.